with IPOs, and I think that the most exciting thing. Whoop, hang on, let me hold that thought. Look who's here!
Yep.
It's Aaron Dillon, you guys.
That's right.
Do you need to borrow a cup of sugar?
We're back, man. We're back.
Right.
IPOs, baby. Come on.
IPOs. All right, guys, for those of you who aren't familiar, Aaron Dillon is our resident IPO and pre-IPO venture-backed startup expert. Aaron knows more about this topic than anyone that I know, and we're super excited to have him back on the show to fill us in on what's going on. Summer is en fuego in the IPO market again. It's cool. You excited?
Oh, yeah. Very excited. It's go time.
All right. What are you most excited about? Tell us what's going on.
Well, I mean, first of all, IPO window definitely has opened back up. I mean, CoreWeave
flung
Circle
open.
Ripped.
Yeah.
Open, right? I love it, man. So, like, there's a buzz, but there's a lot of really interesting things happening in the private market, too. Right, which I know most people in the public markets don't talk about this stuff a whole bunch, but it's in the news all the time. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really encouraging to see like a Circle come out and rip, a CoreWeave come out and rip, right? And those are kind of playing in two major emerging tech themes.
Which of those are more surprising for Michael? Which of those were the most surprising to you? The success of CoreWeave or the success of Circle?
Both? Can I say both? I mean, not the success, but the degree, the magnitude of the success.
Yeah.
I thought that CoreWeave was the only pure play AI company to come out. So that wasn't super surprising. But from 40 to a buck, where did it go? Like, I don't think anybody had. Yeah, I mean, wild. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Aaron, what about you?
I mean, listen, Circle was like, talk about timing. Timing's everything, right? With the Genius Act. I mean, that was incredible. I don't know if they dialed it up that way, but man, that was perfect timing. So, I mean, if that Genius Act doesn't come out or doesn't, get close to being passed and signed into law, I'm not sure.
I feel like the market understood that was going to happen.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's the only explanation. Like
Agreed.
it wasn't an upside surprise to anyone.
That's right.
Really.
But smart bankers, right, Josh, to pull the trigger right when that's happening.
I read a severely caustic take about how Circle employees and shareholders were effectively robbed by the IPO process. And I mean, look, you have an IPO. What did it go up? 7x?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's if you sold at the IPO, that's tough, right?
Well, so you have a company. Well, no, it's about how much cash was left on the table.
Right.
That should have been in the hands of shareholders. Now, I understand this is an imperfect process. I also understand anything crypto, it's like triple suspect on Wall Street. But still, if you have a stock come out at 30 that's trading at 300 within 2 weeks, you sort of have a right to be a little bit angry. Like, why didn't this come out at $100 a share?
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, so the speculators buy it, they get a triple. Why do they get a 10x?
But this is impossible because for every Circle, there's a Webull that prices at wherever it did. It ran to 76 and then ran back down to 12. We only say this with the winners.
It's crazy how they have no idea.
Yeah.
Because right, Aaron, one of the things you always hear is like, oh, such and such deal is 2x or 4x oversubscribed.
Yep.
Okay, is that always just a lie by the underwriters to keep people excited? Because they said it about Facebook, and Facebook bombed on the first day, so they don't even really know.
Yeah, it's marketing. I mean, I suppose if you're putting together a book, there's a spreadsheet somewhere, right, with people's names and numbers next to it, and you can only fit in so many people with so many shares being sold at the IPO. But still, I mean.
Well, how would they know? I mean, how would they know? They do the best they can. They obviously
indications of interest. It's a process. IOI, you do a roadshow, and then a salesperson follows up with the people that were at the roadshow.
It's obviously a highly imperfect process. Maybe a bad analogy, but NFL scouts and analysts, they have all the data in the world, and they still can't figure out who's going to be a good quarterback. Like, some things are just predicting the future is hard.
Okay,
it's like
I want
retail.
an AI program that tells me where to price an IPO. And I want to run that alongside the actual IPO, the debut, and let's see who gets closer. I don't know, will AI do that for you yet, or did all the platforms like make it so they can't?
I'm sure someone's going to have an agent soon that will do that. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I get it's an imperfect process, but like, does it have to be as imperfect as it was 50 years ago? It seems absurd. Okay, let's put up your slide.
Yeah.
So these are the top 10 pre-IPO stocks and some of the names that you think compound viewers and listeners should be paying attention to before they come out? Run these down for us. Let us know what's happening.
All right, so a lot of the names on the left-hand side here on this table on the left, the top 10 companies by valuation. So these are all private companies, venture capital-backed private companies. You're probably reading about these in the news all the time.
Every day.
So you're seeing some familiar places there. One name that maybe people might not have seen on this list is Safe Super Intelligence. So that's Ilya Sutskever. He was a senior guy, co-founder at OpenAI and Split when Sam Altman and crew kind of had the blow up a year and a half ago, right? And then Altman came back like after the weekend was over. Ilya left and he started Safe Super Intelligence. And that was right out of the gate at a $32 billion valuation, believe it or not.
Dumb question from me, chart off. My understanding was he quit because Sam Altman was becoming too capitalist and wanted to convert to a for-profit and take even more money from Microsoft. And now here he is a year later, readying his own IPO, which I would imagine is a for-profit enterprise.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't like shortcuts OpenAI was taking, or
yes,
or maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he changed his mind.
Zuckerberg at Meta just tried to buy Safe Super Intelligence, and they said no. Yeah. So he was. I mean, think about it, Josh. You and I start a company. The three of us start a company, right? $32 billion valuation. Zuckerberg shows up 6 months later, wants to buy it for $32 billion, and you say no. Yeah. Right. So I think this guy's operating on a different,
Yeah. Also, I'm not interested in backing anyone who's doing this this shtick with like, oh no, we're like here to save the world by making AI safe. Get out of here. Yeah. You're here to sell ads. Shut the fuck up, just like everybody else. All right. Let's put the chart back up for the listeners. Let's run through some of these names. SpaceX, $400 billion implied valuation. OpenAI, $315 billion. These are not nonsensical because this is the price that these shares are currently changing hands at. Do I have that right?
Yeah, there's an active secondary market for all of these companies. That's right.
Right, so you might say they're overvalued, but they're not made up. Like people are buying and selling these shares.
Proper volume, Josh. Like I would say this stuff trades like fixed income. It's like a who you know market, right? So you can definitely buy it, but you got to have relationships and there has to be trust, and then you can get access to the stocks.
Okay, let's do a few more. XAI, we don't have to talk about. That's Elon Musk's company. They just raised $10 billion yesterday.
Yep.
They're also raising debt capital, which I find interesting. Mm-hmm. And I think they're working with like Morgan Stanley. Do I have that right?
You got that right, yeah.
Okay.
Debt. A lot of these guys are doing debt for the data centers, like CoreWeave did. That's why one of the reasons CoreWeave went public. They're
Aaron, can you pause on this? Why would a company opt for that?
For debt.
Yeah.
So I think it's you literally have customers on the, like CoreWeave, for example, right? They can't build these data centers fast enough. There's so much demand for AI compute, right? Whether it's training or inference compute. So like, training a model or running AI models, that they can't build the data centers fast enough. So use debt. I got the contracts, revenue contracts already lined up.
But why? It's quicker?
Well, you're not diluting your shareholders, right? Your equity shareholders. And it's revenue good on the other side. You got these multi-year data center contracts, so you just finance it, right?
You need a lot of capital, but the equity guys can't keep putting up money at that rate, and they don't want to get elbowed aside on the cap table.
I think they could, Josh. There's plenty of money that wants to go into these companies. It's just, I think it's a smart way to manage your cap table.
And the debt's coming from where? Blackstone and the like?
You got it, man.
What actually ends up happening is Elon goes to the debt holders if he has to, and says, rather than make the next interest payment, let's convert you guys. That's right. And who says no? Because it's gigantic firm. They have equity. They also have debt. It's like, all right, fine, shift it over. Now
Elon Musk takes care of.
He just did that. He just did that with Twitter, did he not?
He did it with Twitter. In Solar City, did it with Solar City and Tesla. Like that guy takes care of his investors. He makes sure that they make money.
They all come back for the next deal. You could say whatever you want about him, but they come back to the table. Even when he loses, he still finds a way to win.
That's right.
And there's a lot of duplicate. There's a lot of people on the Twitter cap table that came right back in for SpaceX, Starlink. They want it.
Oh, yeah. And they make money. They always make money with him.
All right, chart back on. All right, these next two have been venture-backed private market startups since I was a young man, Stripe and Databricks. Why do I feel like I've been hearing about these two for my entire life, like my entire adulthood? What is the story here?
They've been around forever. Yeah, the Colson brothers started Stripe a long time ago, right? But
It's $100 billion. If this comes public tomorrow, it's probably 150. What do you think?
Listen, so the Colson, I agree with that. Okay, plus all the stuff again with crypto, like all fintech companies are crypto companies, in my opinion. Now that this Genius Act got blessed by the government, right? So that's going to happen. But the Colson brothers, the guys that started Stripe, they basically came out and said, "We're never going public."
Okay, so we'll be hearing about this for forever. Databricks is snowflakey.
Correct. That's exactly right. Yes, that's right.
Okay, all right. Anthropic. There's talk of Apple maybe plugging into Claude, and obviously Amazon's a really big backer of Anthropic. $75 billion. Revolut is European fintech, or no?
Yes.
What is that?
You got it. Yep. Online banking.
Okay. All right. Is Anduril?
Yep.
So
banking.
the last one we'll do from this side of the thing. Chart off. Anduril being valued at $42 billion. Is this going to be the hottest deal of the year? I think it is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
This seems like the stars are aligned.
It's an AI play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an AI play. They have this lattice AI system. It controls all these autonomous robots. That's effectively what it is. It's autonomous.
Right. So it checks every box. It's founder led. It's got a long history. They didn't start the company last year, right? It's physical, but also AI because they're building military equipment and hardware. It's defense tech, which is the hottest flavor of tech.
It's private
thanks to Palantir.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks to Palantir. It just and then the pedigree on the cap table, it checks every box for an IPO that you could possibly want.
That's right. I think so Palmer Luckey's the fellow's the CEO, right? He's the guy that created Oculus and then sold it to Meta. Right. So he's already a billionaire, right? But he came out and said they're not going to go public and do an IPO until the market really understands their business model, right? So I think this idea of like AI controlling drones and then those drones being used in warfare is obviously a new thing. I think, not to be cheeky, but you're seeing it in the Ukraine war, right? What the power that drones can have on the battlefield. So that might actually pull the IPO forward a little bit because I think people are starting
I think investors fully understand. They completely bought into Alex Karp and this idea like, look, somebody's going to have the best technology in the world backing up their military. It should be the United States. I think there's wide spread approval of that concept. Is this going to be a direct listing, or are they actually going to sell stock and raise money?
Oh, I think my gut is everyone's going to be doing regular traditional IPOs.
They're all doing regular IPOs.
That's what I'm hearing, right? But again, I think Anduril's like a 2027. That's where I'd put it.
All right. Okay. What are your other stocks to watch, and tell us why?
Okay, I love this stock Groq, GROQ. It's the private market NVIDIA. Okay.
So really?
Groq, yeah. Jonathan Ross.
That's like a crazy statement to me.
Jonathan Ross is the CEO. He created the Google TPU, Tensor Processing Unit, the AI chip at Google. From a sheet of paper, this guy built it into a big business, ran Google Cloud segment of it, and then decided, I'm out. I'm going to do it myself. He started Groq. Okay. I love this company.
So it's chips like NVIDIA.
It's semiconductor. But it's for inference, running AI models, right? They fab them here in the United States, no tariffs. They use kind of old tech, so they store memory on chip. I'm telling you, these guys are so dialed in. I love this company.
Do people get this one confused with the Groq that XAI owns for AI? Because it's that one's with a K.
You got it.
With a Q.
With a Q. That's right. GROQ. That's the one.
What stage is that at?
Early. They're early. So it's $4.6 billion secondary market valuation, right? But I'm hearing buzz that these guys are going to go to a 9, 12. I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys. I have one advisor I work with. He thinks it's a $100 billion company.
All right, give me it at 4.
Yeah, can we have it at 4? Do you have a bunch of these in funds, and you're doing single stock funds so that investors in the private market can access these. What's the most in demand? Other than SpaceX and OpenAI, which I think for obvious reasons,
right?
What are you getting the most calls about from either wealthy people or financial advisors? What do they want to own?
Yeah, so we build we do these single stock funds, right, Josh? And then we help people build portfolios. I'm a big believer in like diversification, right? But some people like love Elon Musk and they want a lot of his stuff in there, and some people don't like the guy and they don't want any exposure. So these are kind of tools you can kind of build what you want. I get tons of demand for Anduril right now, to answer your question.
Yeah. So that's what I would have guessed. That's why I think that's going to be the big one.
That's right. That's right. And then listen, the Elon Musk stuff, XAI, and the like, SpaceX and the like, those are all big ones as well. And then
can you tell me about Harvey? This is AI for law firms.
AI for law firms. That's right. Yeah. So it's an AI app. So just 30 seconds on how I think about AI. There's AI infrastructure, chips, electricity, data centers, etc. There's AI platforms. That's OpenAI, XAI, Anthropic, etc. Right? And then there's AI apps, and AI apps are just starting to come out. So those are apps that are built on top of an OpenAI, an XAI, and Anthropic, right?
Okay.
So Harvey uses Anthropic and OpenAI, to deliver solutions specifically for lawyers.
Okay.
Right? So it's an app.
It's surprising that that's a pre-IPO startup. That's like right. Law tech, I guess, is what they call 100%. It, right?
So you take the model and then you train and fine tune the model on like a specific law firm's data, right? Okay. And that's what Harvey does. So you take a great law firm, whatever, Davis Polk, right? They go in, I don't know if they're working with them, just an example, right? And they take all Davis Polk's data, they train the AI, and then the associates and everyone can use Harvey AI when they're writing contracts, reviewing contracts, et cetera. And it's trained off of their unique data.
Oh, interesting. So you're still getting the Davis Polk legal advice, but it's codified in an engine that anyone working there can access. That's hot. All right, let's do a lightning round, and then we're going to let you go.
You got it.
Kalshi versus Polymarket. I read that Kalshi is twice the size of Polymarket by valuation, because Polymarket can't work with Americans as clients, and Polymarket and Kalshi can. Do I have that right?
You got that exactly right. That's right. Yes.
Okay. Wealthfront just filed.
And Kalshi's also got a lot of connections. Kalshi's also got a lot of connections into the broker dealers, like Robinhood and other broker dealers. So they got like distribution channels set up too, right, Josh?
Got it. Okay. We've talked to those guys. We like them. Wealthfront just filed. So this is kind of a retread. They tried to get acquired by UBS. UBS paid the breakup fee and walked away. 4 years went by. I'm sure they've raised a little bit of money since then, but this does not seem like anything that people are terribly excited about. Or maybe I have that wrong. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, I wish them the best. I hope they kill it in the IPO. I'm a little leery. Like, my understanding is half their assets are in a cash product, like a high interest savings account product.
Is that, Michael, is that true? Can that really be real?
They were aggressively promoting that early on. Not in a bad way. It's cash, it's yields, but that's hard to believe.
So they should just call themselves a Bitcoin treasury then.
Wow.
All right. Meta bought half of Scale AI.
They bought it.
They wanted the founder. They acqui-hired for the founder.
Can you imagine the cocktail party talk?
Yeah,
I'm a $15 billion man. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this poached chart? These are all the people Meta has stolen from other AI startups.
It's like the who's who of AI, man. These people have built a lot of the tech that everyone's using and excited about, and Meta's got a lot of them, right?
Okay.
It's pretty impressive.
So Mark Zuckerberg is personally calling people and emailing people and poaching them out of these companies.
Yeah.
All right.
And paying hundreds of millions of dollar packages. Packages for these guys.
So if you're not bullish on AI, just look at the way this guy is operating right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it won't be for lack of effort. If Meta doesn't win the AI race, it won't be for lack of effort or trying. They're going for it, right?
Sure. Tell us what Cluey is.
Okay, Cluey. So first of all, I'm a big believer that in a couple years' time, we're literally going to have AI devices listening, seeing, hearing everything that we're doing. It's going to be like,
not the phone, something else.
Whatever it is. I'm not sure what that is, but if you know what it is, Josh, tell me, because I want to invest into it. Okay. So there's that. But something's going to come out, and devices will be listening to everything that we say. We'll be getting it. Cluey is like a first sign of that. It's tech. You download it on your desktop computer. It sees everything that you see on your screen, and it hears everything you say, it listens to everything. But here's the thing: Google's talking about this.
Michael is so out.
Everything. So here's the thing, though, guys. Everyone's talking about this. Google's I/O conference, right? Their developer conference. They're using the term personalized context.
Yeah.
Personalized context is code for the AI sees everything that you do.
Creepy.
That's what that is. So once you got that, the AI is like that's your personalized assistant that everybody loves. So Cluey does
all right.
that.
So maybe we'll all grow more accustomed to that, but at first blush, I don't love it. Last slide. High potential second half 2025 IPOs. This is what you think is coming like now. You have Klarna, which is buy now, pay later. Kraken, which is crypto. Gemini crypto. What's Navan? That I never heard of.
That's the old TripAdvisors, right? They rebranded. So that's like corporate travel solutions. Okay. Yeah, tech solutions.
All right. And you think this is the class of second half 25?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So listen,
Okay.
Just a parting thought. The IPO window is open, but here's the rub. Like a lot of these companies do not want to go public.
Yeah. They're not.
Right.
I guess their founders are not pushing. Their backers are not pushing them too.
Oh, Josh, we could go have a beer, man. I could talk to you for hours about all the different, like, really solid structural things that are happening in the private market that's generating liquidity for employees, early investors. It's all very organized, very thoughtful. Like, these companies can raise billions of dollars in weeks.
And maybe at high valuations. So who needs the public markets?
And it's all very orderly, Michael. That's a good point, right? It's all very orderly. So there's not a lot of volatility. It's, like, very thoughtful. It's all institutional.
Well, we're going to talk about the tokenization of private company stocks later on in the show, and maybe that's the monkey wrench. If you have a de facto public company and all the scrutiny that comes along with it, you might as well just have a public company. And that's something that's coming in the second half of this year as well. So, all right, Aaron, you're the man. Tell people where they can visit to learn more about what you do.
Yeah, so go to agdillon.com, right? You can, and just agdillon.com/subscribe. We send out a research report every Saturday morning. That's the best way to get in touch.
All right, awesome. And Nicole will throw that link in the live chat for everyone watching. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to goodbye you.
Thanks, Aaron.
And move on to